Okay, so showing off the Titanfall 2 multiplayer beta test. And that right there, the main thing I love about this game. That grappling hook is ludicrously fun to move around. Now, as you can see, very similar to the last game, lots of movement, lots of getting around the place quickly. Most of the game's designed around that. And then short range firefights. In this match, this goes off my main complaint about the game so far, is that they've kind of made the Titans harder to get, for want of a better phrase. They take a lot longer to get to. So you've got stuff happening like that. So hence why whenever I play the game I tended to just give up on a Titan weapon as a secondary weapon. Now you'll see a point later on where that comes back to, go poorly for me. Balance the grappling hook there is that you're moving around very slowly to start with, and then you go fast, so it's very easy to draw a bead on you. Other than that, what we have is very similar sort of aesthetic style, lots of industrial-esque buildings, lots of robotic technology. That beam's an anti-Titan weapon, which is why it didn't pay off for me. But you've got this going on, and it plays very similarly. It's like if I could have been very confused, and without, say, the grappling hook and a couple other features, I'd have thought this was a Titanfall 1 game. But yeah, the UI has been redesigned slightly. This feature here, the amping. This game when I'm playing is hardpoint, but the amped version, so I actually think it works quite well, because it's standard capture the 3 zones. You have A, B, and C. And A, B, and C raise your ticket level. And as you go through the level, you can see that the arrows on top in the scorecard show different amounts. So right now we're getting 3 arrows worth of points rising because A is captured, B is captured, and B is amped. So from B we get double the amount of points. So I've had a very interesting situation in a couple of games where we've held 1 point guaranteed for the entire game on 2. They've held 2 points, neither of which are amped, for most of the game. But because we're able to keep matched, the times we've taken either point away from them has resulted in us winning the game. So it's actually quite balanced. This was me trying to show off the execution mode, failed, and then got punished for trying to show off. So yeah, the standard kill cam animations shows you everything you need to see to know how not to die. Grappling hook, really lovely physics. So if you grappling hook and then boost, you move at a higher angle. So earlier you saw me swing the entire way up and onto the enemy team. So what else? So as you can see, my Titan, you gain points as the game goes on. Wall running is obviously back. Those points raise your Titan sort of score. So the titular Titanfall happens whenever you reach 100%. But there's a... I'll try to get back. That was me quickly checking to see I wasn't last. So as you can see, 34%. But there's a point about 60% in where so 34% all the way up to 54%, and the orange icon is your, for want of a better word, combo meter. So as you gain points faster, you keep your combo meter. If you kill people in a sequence, or gain points in sequence, or capture things in sequence, this happens. So as you can see, this is me amping this up. I recognized we were going to win, so I just figured might as well get this over quicker. But the little spider bot icon there is something called a tick. It's a boost, which is part of a sort of game-wide benefit. Every time you reach that, you get certain things. So in this Titanfall beta tech test thing, you've got either the amped weapons, which boosts all of your weapons damage slightly, or ticks. Ticks are little robotic drones that seek out enemy forces and then explode. So, as you can see, we won. Now, this is my favourite part of Titanfall, just in general, which is the epilogue. because at the end of a game, it doesn't just end. You're given the chance to sort of punish your enemies or defy them, which I think is lovely. So you're given a landing zone to get to, and told get to the dropship. If you get to the dropship and escape, you get points. If your enemies get to the dropship and kill it, or kill you before they get there, these are ticks. You get to play around with that and sort of spit in their eye type thing. Very fun. So as you can see, very short games, very quick, and that was the end of that match. Now there's another one coming up now, so we will come back in just a second. Now this is the score system. You do not gain overall levels just by experience. What you do is you get merits for a win, merits for finishing a match, which is quite nice, and then you get merits for each of the individual points that you went through, weapons wise, Titan wise, all that kind of. Okay, and here we are, second match, looking at a second map in the test environment. We have Hardpoint on Homestead. Homestead is a slightly bigger map, a little bit more green, a little bit more going on. So you've got all this happening now. This is me. I joined a game in progress. Another problem. Now, this is probably only to do with the beta test, but you join a lot of games either in progress, which is probably to counter my other complaint, which is that I've played at least 2 games so far where I've been completely on my own against a team of 3 or 4, and it's just horrible, not fun at all. So this is the editing system. You get grenades, different types of weapons. You've got sniper rifles, are surprisingly useful in this fast-paced game. Didn't expect it. Weapon mods, you can buy those or wait for the level. It gives you a chance to sort of experiment, and you can play with things as you need to, but you will get them eventually. You've got your skill, and then you've got a sort of passive bonus, so wall hang, or I think the other one is the ability to see where enemies have died. So that's the skulls you can see on the map there. Minimap is very useful, shows off where the nearest sort of attack on a friendly player is. Grappling hook swings like Spider-Man. Yeah. Again, absolutely my favorite part of this. Like, there's other ones. There's a stim booster, which makes you go a lot faster and regenerates your health faster. There's a cloak, which I have not gotten to play with yet. It gives you a really cool character model. And there's a couple others. So, aim at hardpoint again. Secure these points. These little crab drones. Now, there's 2 other game modes. One called Bounty, which is playing with the AI units that were so popular in Titanfall 1. They attack on a certain point of the map, and the playing teams proceed to wipe them out for money. Players get enough money, and then they have to go bank it. And you can steal people's cash by killing them. You get half of what they have so far, and then you can go bank that where you need to. So it's interesting. There's a little bit of capture the flag, a little bit of king the hill type thing going on. Otherwise, you've got pilot v pilot, which is 0 Titans, straight combat. All works out quite nicely. So yeah, big wide open map means you're using more of the sort of rifles. Sniper rifles get a lot more play on this map than on the other one. Partially because it's easier to sort of aim for B here. As you can see, A and C are located inside buildings, and those buildings are actually protected from Titans entering them. You cannot get a Titan inside A or B or anywhere near them where they can shoot in. So you have this weird problem where it feels like the game has been designed to push the Titans into certain areas. So you'll see that here, this area where I've just been killed, there's a large wide open space, and the area sort of directly to the right of where B is that I'm coming up on now, so the bit with the crates and boxes on my right here, there's another wide open area there. So it's symmetrical, but you've got this kind of gap going on. Now that's a very entertaining weapon there, is the gravity grenade. Basically, it pulls players and projectiles in, and grenades. So if you throw it at someone mid-flight, they will fall to the ground and leave them easy target, because they're panicking for a second. Again, this is the amping system working. Even though they're gaining 2 points and we're getting 1 point, if we can get this amped, because they're not bothering to amp theirs, I can just get our team to hold equally with them. So that's the Titan grenade launcher. I use that a little bit later on. Nice wee marker that you get saying it's contested. I quite like the use of gravity grenades in this way. You use it to stop incoming grenades. Very interesting. Now, another issue is that, as you see, I just missed that player because that player is a robot. About half of the character models are actually robotic droids, which is really cool. There's some really cool designs. There's the one I'm currently playing as, I think, ends up with having almost prosthetic legs, little prosthesis with single runner blades, and they look fantastic. But everything on these maps is robotic and industrial and kind of dull. Like, it's pretty and the aesthetic is lovely, but it's dull. So you end up missing characters sometimes because of that. Electric smoke, another grenade. You use that to sort of seal off in areas and conceal sight. That's me holding a player and then killing them. And get points for defending, points for that. You can see my Titan ticker is going up as we go. So I think this match has more Titans on it because the previous one was it was too short. This one ended up being a little bit longer. So we keep going. You can see we're reasonable. Now, I've seen teams turn it around from there. If you can nullify points quick enough, it stops. It is actually fairly balanced. You can get back quite well. So, as you can see, you're on your scoreboard there, you're marked on attack, defense, and kills. No deaths, so you can't have people complain about kill-death ratios, which I love. I hate that in games. And then you've got your sort of contribution to the team going on. Whether you're attacking or defending, you can be equally valuable. So as you can see, I've got my Titan ready. I like to hold mine in reserve to counter. But one player on their team and one player on our team just both got them in. So this is the first one. Now, they're using bubble shields. You can also instantly warp your Titan in. And choose to... I think I was trying to get Titanfall at this point on top of them. I lost track of them, and yeah. If you can get your Titan to land on someone, it kills them instantly, whether they're in a Titan or not. This is mine, hop in, and this is what I was talking about, the Titan fighting areas. So this Titan is the Ion Titan. You've got a shoulder-mounted mini blast, you've got your vortex shield and your shotgun. The mini laser is very useful for things. So what you can see is we've got players fighting behind their Titan, attacking their Titan from above. There's a dash as well. I have one dash on this. Now, friendly pilot has just mounted that Titan and is taking them out, and it saved me because those beams you could see about to appear from the Titan, they are its signature weapon. As you can see, mine's at 91% there, and it is a giant laser beam, super powerful kind of lance strike, and I love that. It looks amazing. So laser core's online, and you'll see the Titans are actually fairly fragile. They take a lot of damage very quickly. So I activate my laser core, and I was very lucky because he could have very easily dodged behind that rock and just hit me. So I go down to 0, and I manage to punch him first. So we go into an execution, and then I run away because I know better than to stand in a dying Titan. So those animations are nice. They're a guaranteed way to kill the player and the Titan. Titan's going down, but you might as well get him on. So another Titan fight, as you can see. And this is mounting a Titan. Now, unlike the previous game, instead of throwing a grenade in and killing players, you take a battery from the Titan. And what's actually really cool is if you can stay alive long enough, you can take that battery and install it in a friendly Titan. I actually quite like the music that starts coming up towards the end of the game. Players will often, you'll start hearing like that music in the background, and it sounds delightfully heroic. So that's quite cool. Yeah, so that's stealing a battery. Now, if I could find a friendly Titan quick enough, I would be able to put that battery in that Titan, give it some health back, which is an interesting way of dealing with the problem about lack of health. But I haven't really found a use for it yet. So attacking Titans grazes your core. By holding left trigger, I can sort of turn my rifle into a shotgun. And laser core again. now it just eats through Titan health. So reloading takes a lot of time, and as I said, you're fragile, you take damage. But still slightly faster than these guys. So I sprint in, and again, same animation. I'm kind of hoping there's some different ones. Eject, because I know I'm being taken over. But in my dying, I take out 2 guys. So I'm grand with that. Now this is where I get slightly outplayed, where this dude catches me just unawares and I get knocked out. So again, back into the epilogue. Our players are trying to hunt down the last of the enemies before they get there. You can see all of their players fleeing to this dropship. Now, the dropship, in theory, can be taken out by regular players, but it requires a lot of firepower, so it's easier for mass titans to destroy it. What is very fun is that the players who are sitting in the dropship can shoot out of it. So on more than one occasion, I've had a situation where I've rescued one of my own players from enemy fire as they're coming in. So we go to the end of this. I won. Quite pleased with that. And you get a lot of stuff going on here. So hold on this for a bit, and then we go to our end screen again. So you can see that happening. It's just a matter of going through the merits. So match complete, 1 for the win, 1 for a good performance, which I quite like rewarding. Your weapons level up, and that gets you upgrades. So does that, and then your titans level up as well, and that gets you titan upgrades, which are different variants than that. So yeah, that's that. That's Titanfall 2, and yeah, try out the beta either this week or next week, and hopefully you'll see what the fuss is about.